Huh?
Okay, it's keyless start, so long as the fob is within 2 metres of the bike, it'll start, otherwise it won't. It's a brilliant system because you just put the key in your pocket and it's safe, and you can walk away and not have to worry about keys. So you push the button first, it checks the fob is here, turn it on and press start. It's quite quiet, but there are aftermarket exhausts if you want to get them. Okay, while it's running, electric windscreen, up and down. When you turn it off, the windscreen goes down to the low position.
Action.
Okay, panniers, you need the key to put panniers, open them and to put them on and off the bike. Obviously, it stops someone pinching your stuff. You push the handle down and it clips up and locks in place, and that's it.
Action.
Okay, the key lives in the back of the fob. The fob has a battery in it and needs replacing every couple of years. You don't actually need to carry a spare battery. If the battery goes flat, it'll display it on the screen that it can't find the fob. But just hold the fob up here on this little bump and it will detect it and allow the bike to start. There's also a spare key that comes in a little plastic container, the little plastic case thing. Hold that plastic thing against the bump and you can start the bike with the spare key as well. Okay. To start it, you push the button down. Once it picks up the fob, you get that. And then turn it to the right to start and push the start button. Okay, some of the stuff you got here, obviously the display. There's also adjustments for your headlight and a cigarette lighter style outlet for USB, etc. Got the dash display. There's a multitude of things that'll appear on the dash. There's this little toggle switch on the handlebar that lets you rotate through all the various options. You've also got your headlight lighter outlet for anything you want to plug in there. Suspension adjustment, front suspension adjustment is here. The rear adjustment is this thing here. You can just rotate that to increase and decrease the preload, which is good if you're putting a lot of weight on the back. Okay, to go through the stuff on the screen, the battery's 12.3. It is the original battery, but it's still got life in it. It's always been kept on a maintainer, which is why it's lasted so long. I don't know how much life it's got left, but it's certainly good at the moment. Temperature outside, the average fuel consumption use and the current fuel consumption use, which you need to be moving for. the range based on current average litres left, and the fuel will come up with a low fuel message once it gets to the last 5 litres, and at that stage your range disappears, but you can obviously, 5 litres will actually get you a pretty decent distance. There's tyres, tyre pressure monitoring, there's tyre pressure sensors in both wheels, front and rear. You need to be moving before they'll pop up with the current PSI. Also, the tyres sit at 42 PSI, but if they drop below, I think 32, you'll get a warning displaying on the screen, which normally means you have a puncture, which is really handy because it lets you get off the road before it gets so low that the bike becomes difficult to control. Right. What else? Yep. Okay. Tyres. Rear tyre is almost new. Front tyre is down about a third. I normally go through 2 rears to 1 front, so the 2 will wear out about the same time. On the front you've got twin disc brakes and single disc on the rear. Now the brakes are linked, which means whether you use the foot or the handbrake, both front and rear will come on at the same time. There is 2 modes to the linked braking, a highway and a sport mode. Highway, they'll both come on immediately. In the sport mode, they will, you can use the front independent of the back up to 30% pressure. Above 30%, the other brake will cut in. Now, point to note, the way the sport mode works, it only uses 1 front caliper up to the 30% mark, so you do get more wear on the right side brake pad than the left. I recently replaced the front brake pads and the back is fine. So right, continuing around. Shaft drive, as you expect from a sports tourer. Don't have to worry about cleaning a chain. It's a nice smooth shaft drive, no jerking or anything, really brilliant. Okay, there's a thing on the back here. I used to have a leather roll bag sitting on it, but with the 4 mounting points, I'm sure you could get a top box for it. I think Kawasaki do one, but there's probably aftermarket as well. Okay, service interval is 12,000 K. I normally do an oil change every 6,000 just because a mechanic mate recommended that I do that. It's quick and easy to do the oil change because put it on the centre stand and you've got easy access to the filter and sump plug. Centre stand is brilliant.